Okay. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Oh, you're recording now?
Yeah,
Why were you laughing? I didn't even say anything.
because I was trying to get it out because I'm holding the camera instead of putting it on the tripod.
You also left the door open, so now the dogs are going crazy and following people outside.
That's okay.
What's going on, everybody? Or what's up, people in Australia? Because I'm not sure if I shouted y'all out last time or not. Mr. Cheap here, COVID 2020 edition. We've got our mask on. We're social distancing. It's called marriage. And why are you laughing behind the camera? You act like it's not true. My glasses are fogging up. I don't normally wear glasses. I decided to wear them today, and with a mask, it just doesn't work very well. Comment down below if your glasses are fogging up with your mask too. We needed to do another voiceover today because Courtney's explanations aren't very good on her crafting videos. So without further ado, here is Christmas in July. They keep fogging up every time I breathe. Alright guys, so today we are doing Christmas in July. For those that do not know, Christmas is not in July. It's actually in December, but even that's an arbitrary date because nobody knows when the actual Christmas happened. We're going to make suitcases and key holders so that everybody knows where their keys are when they come in the back door and hang them up in the kitchen. And signs that say coal factory, but the sign is very clean, so it probably was not actually from a coal factory. And then little skirts. Oh, that's a tree. This is Creative on the Cheap, DIY and Home Decor. I'm reading it for you. And this is an old suitcase. I don't know where you find old suitcases. I'm guessing that most airports would have a lost and found section, and perhaps if you went to the Lost and Found and asked if they had any old suitcases that no one had claimed for many years, they would be willing to either give it to you or sell it to you cheap. And that's what we are all about on this channel, is things that are cheap. So she probably got this at a discount. And then you're going to paint stripes of, not stripes of red. We're going to paint the whole thing in red, maybe, or just this half of it. No, the whole thing in red, but she skipped over a step there. I'm not sure how she painted the middle. I'm guessing she did it in the same ways. Oh, attack dogs are going in the background. Let me check and see what's going on outside. I don't see anyone outside. It may be a squirrel in the backyard. We also had bats the other night. We have a palm tree in our backyard because, you know, Houston is such a tropical place. Now the paint's instantly dry. But we have a palm tree in our backyard, and a bat flew out of it, and I don't know if that's good or bad. Okay, so once you've done a really messy job of painting, and you've painted all over the edges of this, and not just on the center portions where you're supposed to, now you're going to tape it off. This is the wrong way to do it. As anyone who has ever painted any wall in their house, anything else knows, you tape first, and you tape off the areas that you don't want to get paint on. So that you don't get paint on them. And then once you've painted, you can peel the tape right off. And then there's a nice crisp edge, and it's clean underneath, and there's not red paint all over the leather edges of your suitcase past the stitching that just makes it look really messy and like she didn't spend any time doing it the right way, which is pretty typical. Now she's putting more tape on at the ends, and then putting a piece of tape on and then taping that back. Oh, we're going to make red and green stripes. Maybe this isn't taping off for paint. She's just going to leave it on there, and it's going to be red and green stripe because, as everybody knows, red and green stripes is Christmas. Yes, that looks good. I'm not sure what the other piece of green is for. She may be putting the sign onto it. Now she's going to take some of the red paint and put it in a bowl, because in the bowl we can see it better so that we know that it's red paint all the way down. If it's just in the can, it might have been Neapolitan paint. A Neapolitan paint is red paint on top, then white paint in the middle, and brown paint at the bottom. But you have to dig all the way down into the can to get to the brown, and then it kind of mixes with the other colors when you do it. Oh no, now we're mixing looks like gray into the red, so we're making dirty red paint. When you mix red and gray together, it's called dirty red. And most people, you know, keep a cloth or something handy around to wipe their cans off. They don't just hit it with the brush because the brush already has paint on it. It's just going to paint the outside of the can when you do that. Now she's painting over the green stripes that she put on it. So she obviously didn't like the green stripes. And now we're going to paint them red again. Oh, no, no, dirty red. We have dirty red now, and we did use the tape to separate out the colors. But now we're alternating between red and dirty red. And so we have stripes that are red and stripes that are dirty red, and a car driving past on the street in the window. Um, Not really sure why she set up in front of an open window, so that maybe it's so when you hear the dogs bark in the background, you know what they're barking at, because I'm sure that everyone is concerned. You're worried about our safety, and we appreciate that. But this way, we do have a better vantage point of what the dogs are barking at. Now she's putting tape down again the other way, and I'm guessing we're going to have to watch like 6 more minutes of video of the exact same thing she just did, and then she's just going to do it all over again. If she was doing checkerboard, it probably would have been a lot easier if she taped it both ways the first time and then painted over it with the dirty red paint, and then you'd have dirty red squares in there. But doing it this way, you're going to coat over your dirty red again too and do dirty red colors. Would have just been easier to tape once, paint once, but now we're taping twice and painting twice. It's apparently a special technique that Courtney likes to use because it wastes time, which is known as procrastinating. If you have not seen her sign before, she will tell us, when we're all sitting in the kitchen at the kitchen table at the appointed time for dinner and there's no food in front of us and nothing has been done, that she has been busy working. And I'm throwing large air quotes with my fingers up in the air when I say working. She's been busy working and she has not had time to make dinner. We call that procrastinating, which means mom has been hanging out in her craft room watching movies and telling us that she's working. Normally when she watches movies, for those of y'all that don't know, I know you've seen her movie t-shirts before. Those are the normal movies that she tells you about. But what she and the middle child really like to watch are movies like Sharknado and stuff about large snakes and things that are totally unrealistic and unreasonable. They also there went a motorcycle police officer across the screen in the background. I mean, how can anybody pay attention to the craft with all of this activity going on outside? Now she's taping again in the other direction without removing the other tape, even though she removed the first layer of tape, and now she's just going in with the straight dirt color. Well, not dirt, like, brown would be dirt, but when you're making dirty red, the other color that you're mixing in with it, this gray color, I refer to as dirty with a Y on the end of it, because that's what it's doing, is it's making everything look dirty. And now, some of the stripes aren't even. You can see kind of over on the left side there that some of the pieces just don't match up and the edges aren't very crisp. And she's still got paint all over the leather on the outside of the suitcase. You guys could probably do a much better job than this if you just took a little more time, with your taping, and you taped things off first and you put all of the tape down at once and then you just painted it one time. So feel free to do that. Take the extra time at home and do this the right way when you go in and make your... Maybe this is designed so that when you're stuck at the airport, you could play checkers on this suitcase. There's too many red stripes though. It wouldn't work. You need to alternate everyone between dirty and red, and then dirty and then red, and then dirty and then red, and then, the opposite. See, look. Now she's trying to paint over the red on the leather on the corners of the suitcase, and it's already got red on it, so now it's dirty red again as opposed to just the dirty color. And now, she's going to fast forward some in here, but not enough because we've all seen her paint before. It's just really not that interesting. This is... I don't know what this is. Some sort of a... It's some sort of sheet with a thing on it that looks sticky because she's having to peel it off. But she was using some sort of little green tool. Oh, now I'm very confused. It's backwards and upside down. So it may be a stencil if it's backwards and upside down, or a negative. In photography, the negative would be backwards from the way that the picture is actually going to print. So maybe we're going to take a picture of this. No, wait, now it's on the right side. Oh, it's a sticker with, I don't know why. You should use clear plastic if you're going to use clear plastic to hold stuff on, because all of those red lines on the front of it are going to show up in the final project. And even though some of the background is red, where it goes over the white pieces, like over the state of Texas, those are going to show up forever. So probably don't use that. Just use clear stuff over the top. And now she is going to take a perfectly good sign again, and I'm betting she's going to put stuff on it and take all of the paint and paint over whatever's on there and then glue something else on top of it. It would just be cheaper to get a piece of wood and cut dog ears on the corners. But she doesn't like to do that. She likes to remake signs. That other sign may have been a crafting project from another video. It was Christmas related, but if you're just going to cover it over anyway, you probably don't have to use a Christmas related sign to make a Christmas project if you're just going to cover it. But she did in this case. And that's, I guess authenticity. Some of these things are little details that you guys would never notice if she didn't show it in the video, that it's actually a Christmas sign that she's remaking into another Christmas sign. It may be against her rules of crafting. Oh, she's going to show both sides of it, I guess. And then she's going to zoom in so far that we can't see what the whole suitcase says. But she should do a wider angle shot that, oh, there we go. We're getting the wider angle. I'll be home for Christmas in a script that's barely readable for home. Now we're going to make calendars and hang them on little burlap strings. She's probably going to cut the string off if I'm just throwing a wild guess out there. And then she's going to make her own burlap string out of raw materials and then braid and unbraid and rebraid it and put it back onto, so I told you she'd take it off. And then the hooks that are on there are not good enough. And she's peeling a sticker off, but she's using a tool to do it that looked kind of like a hairdryer, but smaller. And the sign says shoot for the stars, but we are not doing any rocket themed crafts that I'm aware of in this video. So I think in this case she broke her own rules of only using Christmas related signs to turn into other Christmas related signs. So you guys can call her out on that the next crafting video that she does. And now she's got candles. Were there candles? I don't remember candles in the beginning of this video and what we showed on projects. Now it's not a candle anymore because she has taken the wax apart from the wick. And so now we just have wax. Oh, that's what she wanted, I guess, was wax. We can't just buy wax somewhere. We've got to buy candles and remove the wick from them because that makes it fancy. And we're going to put wax all over the sign that we just painted. It's kind of like waxing a car, I guess. I mean, you're taking a wax brick on a car as opposed to a piece of a candle. So she's probably going to get a buffer next and come out and buff the wax into it, and it's going to give it a high shine. That is the purpose of waxing things, is to make them extra shiny or to make them burn longer. If you were to light this on fire like a candle, it would take it longer to burn because of the wax on the outside of it. Now she's painting over the... How are you going to polish it if you paint over it? If you paint over the wax, you can't polish it. I'm just saying. So I don't really know that putting wax down had any purpose here other than to maybe add a layer in between the black and the white so that the two don't mix and you get gray. That may be what it is. If you really want the sign to be white, you need to put a layer of wax in between the coat of black paint and the coat of white paint so that the two don't mix together and you end up with gray. I guess you could just not paint it black and just paint it white, and then it would just show up as white and you wouldn't have to worry about it. And now she's scraping the corners of the not gray because we waxed in between the white and the black paint. If she messed it up maybe and she's trying to get some back off, and so yeah, This serves no purpose whatsoever. You can skip this step. Just there's no reason to do what she's doing right now. Just paint it white to start with. Skip over all the that's why she didn't want him to mix on the colors. Now she's going to scrape some of the white off so that some of the black shows through. This is like in elementary school when we used to take colored pencils and we would draw like a kaleidoscope picture all over a full page of paper in all kinds of different colors. And then after it was dried, we would paint over it with black paint. I have no idea why I said spray painted. I just painted, yeah. She doesn't even like to spray paint. She's scared of it. You can tell her I said that. So anyway, we would draw this kaleidoscope of all these different colors all the way across the piece of paper, and then we would paint the whole paper black, but then we would scratch a drawing into the black on the paper, and then whatever we had scratched out as a drawing would show through, but in all of the different colors. So none of these keys actually go to anything in our houses. I mean, let's be honest, nobody's used a key like that since 1862. I think what, most people would do with this is make this same sign, but then they would hang, a key on it and it would say, mom's car keys or dad's car keys or, key to something. We have a kid now that's driving, so I guess master keys. Master keys normally mean that they open all of the doors in the building. One master key to, just kind of open everything. Like that's what the principal at the school gets. The principal has the master key and he can open any door in the school, but like a regular old teacher probably just has a key to like their room or, an exterior door that's the teacher's entrance. But like a teacher doesn't get a key to the cafeteria because they might go in and like steal those rectangular frozen pizzas. You remember those? Like, who makes rectangular pizza? But that's what we always got at school, but it was actually pretty good. And I'm actually kind of hungry right now, so I could deal with a rectangular pizza right now if somebody has one. Oh, Santa's master keys. Yeah, I don't think Santa needs master keys. I mean, the guy can fly all the way across the world in one night and deliver presents to every kid on the planet, but he needs a key to open a door. Let's get real. I think we should probably try and come up with some more realistic crafts in the future. And again, I think we should do things like, mom's car keys, dad's car keys. The next thing she's going to do is hang a key on a sign at Valentine's Day, and underneath it, it's going to say, the key to my heart, or something like that. Like down below if you want her to make a sign that says the key to my heart for Valentine's Day next year. And now we're going to put a price tag on this. This may be something that she's going to sell. If you're in the crafting game, some people do sell their crafts. Courtney does not sell her crafts. I would like for her to sell her crafts or at least give them away because we are running out of storage space. Oh, now the key is bent. But we are running out of storage space in the house. If you would like to buy some of her crafts or have them donated to you, I might be just willing to send some of those out so we can clear up some space. So now she's painting the keys. Alternatively, you could just buy the keys in the color that you want because she probably bought those at Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby or on the key aisle. You can also get keys at like auto places like AutoZone or O'Reilly, Pep Boys. They have like replacement keys for cars there, so you could use something like that, which might be cool. And you can get keys at the hardware store, and they have them like in all kinds of different colors and with patterns and stuff on them. Coal Tory. Coal Tory is not even a word. There's more to it. Coal Factory. I don't think Santa has a coal factory. Just going to throw that one out there. I have never seen any type of mining operation at the North Pole. Not a lot of coal companies running out of the North Pole that I'm aware of. Or perhaps Santa owns all of the mineral rights to the North Pole, and because of that, no one else is able to mine it there, and that is where it comes from. Coal factory, sleigh, and cookie safe. I would not think that you would want to give Santa the key to the cookie safe. I would think that Mrs. Claus keeps that key locked away somewhere where Santa can't get to it. Otherwise, the cookies would probably just be all gone, because if you can imagine how many he eats just on Christmas night, I mean, that guy can eat some cookies. Especially if there's milk around. Milk and cookies is pretty good. What's your favorite cookie? Comment down below. I'm supposed to tell you guys to comment down below regularly, so I'm trying to come up with things to do. Oh, look, the string that we took off is now back on. You should also take the keys off of the hooks on the sign before you try and do other stuff to it. Otherwise, they just fly off across the table like that. There's no reason to leave them hanging on the hooks until after you're done. And again, we've zoomed in way too far. Like, we need to be back so we can see the whole sign, but you don't get to see it. You can go back to the beginning of the video and watch whatever she showed at the beginning, because she probably showed the whole thing back there, but we just got the zoomed in version here. You guys got cheated. Fall... I have no idea what the middle word is. I don't know why people write in scripts that are illegible. If people wanted to write in scripts that are illegible, they should just have me handwrite their signs for them. So she's going to take a sign here that says fall... something fall. Fall Creek Falls is a state park in Tennessee. I was once struck by lightning there. Little side note for you. Now we're going to paint over Fall Creek Falls, and then we're going to put the hairdryer on it again. Whoa. Now we got like weird kaleidoscope laser things. Oh, sorry, that's just on my screen. Y'all can't see that. Okay, so we painted over Fall Creek Falls. What? I don't know how to work your computer. You did that. Courtney is not much help when I voice over her videos. She sits in the corner and she holds her shirt up over her face like she's about to cough in public with COVID going on or something, and then makes comments and laughs at me. Y'all don't know what it's like here. Alright, so now we're putting another sign onto the sign that we already had, that we painted white, and now we put a sign on it. I'm guessing that you can buy signs like this. Maybe Courtney has like a website or something that you can buy these things on that, you know, she puts together. If not, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where they make signs like that. Worst yarn. This is not just bad yarn. It is the worst yarn that has ever been made. I don't know what's so bad about it because I really don't know anything about yarn. If some of y'all are knitters, you might be able to tell us why this is the worst yarn in the world. She may be trying to, this is kind of fun, like you can take a piece of yarn or a string and you wrap it around your fingers and they'll like turn purple at the ends if you leave it on there for a while. So she may be like trying to turn her fingers purple so that she can go and like scare one of the kids and go, ooh, my fingers are purple. So she wrapped it around her hand and then she tied a knot across the top of it and then cut it at the bottom. I don't know what this is. A squid? Perhaps it is a baby octopus, but an octopus would only have 8 legs, and this has 37. Actually not possible for it to have 37 because she cut it in half, so it has to be an even number. So we've made baby squids with lots of legs, and then we're going to take them out to the yard and set them free, which doesn't make any sense because we do not have an ocean or a lake or any large body of water in our front yard, or any small body of water for that matter. Also, our bushes need to be trimmed. I'm going to have to talk to the landscaper about that, and that appears to be a crepe myrtle growing out of the bush just behind where she is. And I have no idea what this has to do with crafting, folks. Maybe she's turned into a gardening streamer. Those were ground cover things at one point, and now they just look like weeds. If any of you know a good landscaper in the area, feel free to comment down below. See, I said it again. Oh, seriously? She went out in the front yard and cut sticks for a sign? I'm willing to bet that they sell fake sticks at Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby or one of those places that she goes to all the time. And then she's going to take the sticks and she's going to put the baby squid up above them. They kind of look like ghosts too, like the old school ghosts when, you know, people were kids and they took an old sheet and they just put it over their head and they cut holes for eyes in it and, you know, wore it at Halloween when they were 6. Apparently the trick is to go 4, 3, 2, 1 on your baby ghost / baby squid. Oh, I see. It's supposed to be a tree. If it's a tree, it should be green worst yarn, though. Well, I guess it could be a snow-covered tree. What you could do is you could mix green and white, and then it would look like a snow-covered tree. And then we're going to use the Surebonder hot glue gun. World's best glue gun. Still not their tagline. I think it's because they'd have to pay me royalties if they change it to that. I can't record with people dropping things in the background behind me. I don't know how people work in these conditions. You should also typically start gluing from the bottom one, not the top one, because now if you get down to the bottom and your sticks are in the wrong place, there's nothing you can do about it if it's hanging down too low. But now we have made the worst yarn tree sign and the suitcase that you can play checkers on when you're stuck at the airport, and Santa's master keys that he doesn't need because he's Santa, and a coal factory sign that's not dirty, so it's obviously not from a coal factory. And there's the end of the video again. We have run out of time, and I guess I'm done unless there's something else after this black screen that I am supposed to be recording over. Perhaps we'll just chat for a little while. What would you guys like to talk about? I can't see your comments yet, so I don't really know what you'd like to talk about. So I guess we'll end the video here. Until next time, I am Mr. Cheap, telling you how things should really be done.